So real quick, this is a portion of the bottom metal from my rifle completed, and this is yours, not complete yet, but obviously you need to open up this trigger opening for the 700 trigger to go in, since this was Winchester, and I need to lop this off, make that flat, and then shorten that, and then we'll drill and bezel a hole for a screw on the front. And then what will happen when you take your action screws out the back, this trigger guard will stay in the stock unless you take this front screw out. Alright, so that's what we're working on now. So this is what I'm doing right now. Doing a rough cut with the hacksaw. But this is why they used Winchester Model 70 bottom metal. Number one, the trigger guard is wider and it's steel. It's not aluminum. Good news, good news. So I'm cutting this off, rough cut with hacksaw. Hey Bob, a quick note. Worked quite a bit on your rifle today. Mostly working on this bottom metal. And relieving the trigger to get the trigger guard to get the trigger in there. I need to work a little bit more and get that a little bit easier to get the bolt release. It's a little bit tight. I did a lot of filing and stuff. I need to get that a little bit better. I got this cut down, fit pretty well, and I still have to drill the hole right here and put the bushing in there, but that's fitting nice. I'm really pleased with that. Of course the detent's not in. This is fitting pretty nice. Bob helped me a little bit with that, time-wise. So, yeah, it's getting there. I don't know if I'm as anxious as you, but I'm starting to get a little anxious. So, we'll get her. Got a little bit more work to do. Alright, Bob, another quick update. I know I didn't video myself doing the work, but worked on bottom metal some more. Get this thing to focus. I think I got the bolt release cleared enough. If not, I'm gonna file the front of the release down so it's not rubbing against the front of the trigger guard. You're gonna have to use your pinky to get in there and push that, but because I rounded it to leave metal. So that the plunger that goes in here to hold the floor plate. Not very good at video on this. it needs to have metal. So there you can see how far that is. There's just a little bit of metal in there to for that spring for the plunger detent, the detent for the floor plate. So yeah, so I did that. I obviously drilled this hole and beveled it for this screw to go in, and I need to make a bushing. In the Remington 700 ADLs, there's actually a hole straight down where you put a long screw, and the 700 ADL trigger guard, that screw screws into that, but you have to take that out to get the barreled action out. This one I don't want screwed into the action. I want you to be able to take the rear screw and this front screw and remove the barreled action if need be, and then this screw will be able to stay and hold the trigger guard in the stock. So I'm going to turn a bushing and DevCon it in here in between some stock. This is actually, there's a channel that's milled out by Macmillan, but I'm going to put a bushing in there, the drilled and tapped for the threads for this screw right here. And your mag box is in there right now. So yeah, just a quick update. Alright, and I need to bed the bottom metal because when I torque this, it pulls the front of this up, so we're not going to have that. We need this to be down. So I'm going to bed the bottom metal. I need to bed that before I can bed the action, so that this bottom metal is laying the way I want it when I pull the action into the stock to bed it. Alright, so it's coming along. Probably the bottom metal probably takes the longest, I would say. But alright, Bob, another video. I'm getting ready to make the furl. I call it a bushing, but it's actually a furl. Right here I wanted to show you this little cutout where that screw goes. Well, I'm gonna DevCon a furl in here, and then that front screw on your trigger guard will go into that. Of course I got to make that. I made mine in my rifle out of aluminum, and when I took the screw out the other day, not that you really need to take it out much, but in the event you want to take it out, I didn't like the aluminum residue on the thread, so I am making yours out of steel. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to hope to video most of it. Alright, let's see what happens. So I got a piece of this rod stock here, and it should be the right diameter. If not, I am going to turn it to be the right diameter. Yeah, so I'm going to have to turn it because it doesn't fit in there quite right. But I'm going to be using the lathe anyway, so we'll be turning this piece of rod stock, making our furl. Alright, let's see. I think I need to blow that out. Alright. let's move. Let's see if the screw's in there. Ah, look at that. Working. It's working. Yep. Steel one a little bit more difficult than the aluminum, but I like the steel better. Alright, so I had to check and make sure that my hole right here that I drilled through the front of the trigger guard is going to line up with my ferrule, which I got my middle finger on in there holding it. Make sure it's going to line up before I epoxy that ferrule in there. So here we go. I think that's going to work. Awesomeness. Alright, so I got the ferrule super glued in there. I'm going to run a bead along each side, and then I'll be able to bed this trigger guard, put that other front screw in there, and this rear action screw. Focus. Put this rear action screw in, and when I put the DevCon, I'm going to fill some DevCon in around here, and then obviously bed this so that the trigger guard lays where I want it to whenever we torque that action in. Alrighty, let's do it. Alright, I went ahead and bedded this bottom metal. I didn't video it, so, but I just put it in. It's still pretty soppy, and I think I got it pretty close to flush. So we'll see how it sits up, and we'll be back. Alright, it's been 4 hours. I'm going to pull the bottom metal out. Let's see if we glued it in there. Hopefully I didn't glue it in. Let's see what happens. There's that screw. Let's try the front. The front, okay. Alright. Okay. Now let's grab and put our safety net down here this time instead of like the last time I did it. There. Okay. Straight up. It's good. Now we let her sit overnight. And if I need to, I'll just file that. That's sticking out. I think it's sticking out a little bit, but I'll just file that. It's not bad. No. I don't want to mess around with it too much to where I change the shape. But I think it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. All right, talk to you. All right, Bob, another quick video. I think I just buttoned up your bottom metal. It's entirely done now. I had to just finish the since it's bedded now, I had to finish the fit and get this detent that holds the bottom metal. I had to get that notched for that detent to hold it. So I just finished that, and it's fitting better than mine. I can always go back and make mine better, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It's fitting real nice. Fits real nice. So, yep. Quick mock-up.